Hello again. Today's training segment, we're going to talk about the formal recall and teaching the dog to come when they're called and sit in front of you. That's the formal recall. That's the difference between the play recall and the formal recall. We talked about the play recall early on, and we wanted to teach the dog how to come back when they're called and always make it a positive experience. Now the dog's a little bit more trained, we can teach the dog actually to sit in front of us, and that's the finish of the command. So I'm going to put her in a sit. Kiva, sit. Good girl. And I'm going to put her into a stay. Kiva, stay. And I step off to the right and I work my way around to the front of the dog. I do use a hand signal in this command, and it's the right hand sweeps in towards me. Kiva, come. And I'll put her into a sit. Kiva, sit. That's a good girl. Good girl. So that's what's called the formal recall, when we get the dog to sit in front of us. If the dog tries to shoot off one side or the other, then I'm going to step in front of the dog and kind of guide the dog in and get him to sit in front of me and then praise. Kiva, stay. I'll try that again. Good girl. Kiva, come. Good girl. Kiva, sit. That's a good girl. It's kind of a slow sit. So if the dog kind of sits crooked, the whole goal is we want to straighten the dog out eventually, and that's the finish of the command, is when the dog is staring and looking at us in the sit command. So that's called the formal recall. And again, you want to make sure you praise upon completion or play with the dog when you're done with that command. We always want to induce the dog to work for us, not force them to work for us. So if there's motivation for the dog to do that in whatever command you're trying to teach them, then they're much more willing to comply. So next week we're going to talk about the down command, and until then, make sure that you pick up after your pet.